So if you're at all interested in upgrading from your older version of the Harley boombox, whether it be the 4.3 version or the 6.5 GT to the new boombox GTS system, which came out on the 2019 and newer models, we're going to show you how in this video. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Erdocker here, lawabidingbiker.com. Always thank you. That's right, you, for checking back in. So real quick, there's just a couple things you need to know before you do the upgrade. First thing to note is if you do the upgrade, you can basically take your old unit and throw it away because it's basically a paperweight. Good luck selling it. And it is an expensive proposition on whether you want to upgrade at the cost of about $1,800. That's without labor. We're going to show you how to do that. We have talked about it on a podcast, and I've also done some videos on this channel to help you make a decision on whether it's something you want to do. And briefly, some of the benefits is that all the soft buttons are removed. It is 100% touchscreen. It's faster than the old unit. It has Apple CarPlay, and soon coming to it is Android Auto. And it is a very capable unit. There are other benefits to it. And if you want to get our complete Harley Boombox video tutorial series, you can get it over at lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boombox. I'll link to it in the description below. We've got a series of 3 videos over there. Doesn't matter which version of the Boombox you have, we've got you covered. We'll get you up and running. All the hidden menus, tips, tricks, so you can use it to its fullest capability. The second video in that series is our Ride Planner video, how to use the Ride Planner online software that's free from Harley, integrate it and upload it into your boombox system. And then finally, we have our boombox software and map update tutorial videos. So the Harley-Davidson site is actually very confusing since they came out with this upgrade. And what I mean is this is the old 6.5 version of the boombox, and their site specifically says you need a additional USB cable with a part number, and they don't even list that part number on their own website. Here's the deal. If you're upgrading from the 6.5 GT to the new GTS, you absolutely do not need a new USB interface cable. That's the cable that goes from the back of the stereo and stubs out in your jukebox compartment, so you can, update your system, charge your phone, and also your album artwork and stuff like that. You'll also need that for Apple CarPlay to work. We're not sure at this time if you have the older 4.3 version, which is the non-touch screen. It's the smaller unit with all soft buttons. We're not sure actually if you need the additional USB cable. If you know, let us know, and help the community. Comment below. Another question we want to answer is if you do subscribe to XM Radio, there is a module. Of course, this is the older 6.5 version. It goes right in back here. That will switch over. You don't need to buy a new module. Just take it out of your old boombox, put it in the new GTS, and you're up and running. And after installation, you'll need to head to a dealership to have the boombox flashed. And until you do that, it is going to beep at you constantly, regardless if it's on or off. And so today, behind me on the lift is Squid's 2016 Ultra Limited. This is the bike we're going to be making the conversion on. So let's get wrenching, huh? And real quick, before we get wrenching, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell icon. Every time those are hit, another biker joins the revolution. We would love to have you be part of it. All right, and first thing is just remove the windshield here. And there's just 3 Torx. That's a T27 he has. They're right along the windshield there. That's what we'll be working on removing. And he hasn't removed the center one completely. He just loosened it. That'll keep the fairing hanging in place, but you can pop your windshield out. All right, and he's moved to the inside of the fairing. On both sides here, it's the same. You've got 2 different bolts, one on top, one on bottom. That is a Torx T27. He's working on the top one there. All right, and he's moving down to the bottom one there. And just be aware they are 2 different lengths. Your top one is longer than your bottom one, so make sure those go back right. All right, now with the bottom one there, and you can remove the top one, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. All right, and there you can see the 2 different length bolts. And of course, just finishing up on the other side there, removing those 2 bolts. All right, we're just placing a towel over the fender. Make sure we don't scratch it here when we lower the fairing. All right, and you're just removing that center bolt from the windshield there, and that will allow us to rock the fairing forward. And once he rocks the fairing forward there, he's just unplugging his headlight behind there. Just a tab, and you pull it out. And with the headlight unplugged, you can go ahead and get that fairing out of the way. All right, and we're gonna have to get this vent out of the way. And there's just on both sides of it, there's a T Torx 27 that he's working on. And I know you see an amp on his. Don't worry about the amp. You may or may not have one. We'll still show you how to get the boombox out of here. you'll need to remove your vent either way. Just moving into the other side there, same T27 bolt there. And with those two bolts backed out, you can now slide that vent out of the way. All right, he's just working on these 4 top bolts. The plate that goes over the boombox, they're T25 is what he's using. There's 4 of them. He'll back all of those out. Okay, so there's just different wire organization up there, and what we call just Christmas trees. They're just little wire organizers. He's just got a trim tool, very handy, and you can pop those Christmas trees out. He'll do it on both sides. We just got to get some of this wiring so it's not going over the plate in the boombox here. All right, and he's just going to unplug the wires from his gauges on both sides. You're just prying up with a screwdriver there, that top tab, and then those pull out. And he's just working on the one on the other side there, same thing. And the one in the center just has side tabs, both sides. Just pry those out and back that one out. That gets all of that out of the way. All right, so now he's working on there's 2 bolts on each side of the top plate there. That's a 5/32 hex head. He's already got one removed on that side, and he's just working on the other one. And he backed that out, and he'll go to the 2 on the other side, do the same thing. All right, and there's another little bolt hiding back in there, and that's for your jukebox compartment there. It's connected to it, so just T Torx 25 is what he's using there. All right, and on both sides of the instrument cluster there, you'll see there's a bolt, and that's a Torx T25, and he'll back both of those out. All right, now he's going to back that plate completely off there. And he's still got his WIM, his wireless headset interface module connected to it, but that's fine because you can just rest it down anywhere you want, just out of the way. All right, and there's one last bolt. It's a T25, and that frees that. You can get it out of the way. All right, next you can see him pointing at the bolt there. He's going to start backing that one out with a 3/16 hex head. There's actually 4 of them on each corner of the boombox radio itself, and you just got to back all of those out. All right, and he's got his first one out. He'll work on the rest. And he's just finishing up with his last one there. All right, so now we're going to remove all the plugs from the back of the boombox. You'll see on that main plug, there's a little push button. You push that, and then it's got kind of a cage, and it rocks back over like so. Once you rock it all the way back, it releases the plug out of the back there. So the next one is your USB cable that goes inside your jukebox compartment. It's just got a tab right on top. You just push down and pull. The next one is your AM/FM antenna, and it's on the bottom. There's a tab that you have to push, and it pulls off. There's that tab on the bottom. All right, the next one is your GPS, and it's just a push tab on the bottom. You pull it off, you'll see that tab on the bottom that he pushed. And these can only go back on because they're all keyed to go on the specific one, so you really can't mix them up. All right, and that completely frees up the old boombox unit. You can get it out of the way. All right, just real quick, promise we'll get right back into your video. A ton of man hours, effort, and expenses go into helping as many bikers as we can worldwide. There's a way you can support us and get benefits. You can become a patron member. Link in the description below. You pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. There are the benefits, like I say, t-shirts, stickers, the private Facebook group, you get access to that. It's a troll-free zone. Access to our live private video broadcasts and chat, up to access to our premium videos upon request, and you get access to ride events and meetups. All right, let's get back into your video. So we've got our new boombox GTS, of course, brand new, and just note that it came with the bolts, the mounting bolts, already threaded in, and we went around and taken them out for now. All right, and he's taking his new GTS unit, and he's just gonna put it in place there and marry it up front there with the dash. And with his 3/16 hex head, he's gonna go ahead and go around and get these snug down. And it's worth noting that your boombox GTS kit will come with new cables and wires. Certainly you could route the new ones. We just used the existing ones, and that's not a problem if you want to do the same. Everything works just fine. All right, now he's going to plug everything back in. Of course, our main plug. Snug it in there and then rock that cage back over, and you heard it snap into place. And next is the USB, of course, that goes in your jukebox compartment. Make sure it clicks into place. And next is an AM/FM cable, again, snap into place. Now he's going up with his GPS plug. Same thing, push in until you hear the snap. And finally, you may or may not have this, but he has an XM radio module and it's actually a card that plugs into the back of the unit there, and that's what he's plugging in. And one thing worth noting is on the XM module, it's just a cartridge, and if you had it on your old boombox 6.5, it will swap over, so you don't need to buy a new card. It's very simple to do. There's just 2 bolts there. Pull it out of your old unit and put it in the new GTS, and you're ready to rock and roll. All right, and he's just rocking his center gauges into place there. And just remember there's a bolt on top he's working on too on the bottom of those gauges. It's a T25. Okay, he's got his top plate there. Of course, his WIM is still attached to it. We left it, and he'll just slide that into place. And he's lining it up because the bottom holes for the center gauges there also help secure the plate there. And he's just got T25 is what he's working on there. And again, one on each bottom side of that gauge. All right, and don't forget about the bolt for the plate on the bottom there that goes into the back of the jukebox compartment. He's using a Torx 25 T-handle, just getting that started. And be aware, leave all your bolts loose at this point, just get them started. That gives you the ability to manipulate the plate around so you can get all of them lined up first. Then you can come back around and tighten everything. All right, and don't forget you've got 2 bolts on each side of the top plate there, and it's a 5/32 that he's working with there, and he's just getting those started. And moving around to the other side of that plate, same 2 bolts, of course, getting them started. All right, don't forget the top plate. There's 4 bolts that we're going to put in, and they are Torx T25. And this is why we haven't tightened anything down on the plate yet, because they don't always line up perfect, and you kind of got to manipulate the plate around to get them lined up so you don't cross thread them. So just take your time there. All right, and he's just finishing tightening up the last top bolt there. And now is that you've got everything lined up, you can go around and snug everything down as far as the plate goes. All right, and he's got his whole wire harness there that we had put out of the way. So he's gonna go back up with it, and he's gonna start plugging the center plug in there, and then of course both sides there. Just make sure the tabs click into place there. Plug it in his right side there, and finishing up with the left side. And he's got the 2 Christmas trees there, of course, and they just go into the slots there on both sides. So he'll just, pretty simple, push those back into place, and just finishing up pushing the right side in there. And he's just going back in place with the vent there, and he's just lining up both sides. There's actually a little channels, you got to get them lined up, and then you can slide that vent back into place like so. And both sides of the vent there, don't forget you got a T27 bolt, and he'll get those secured down. All right, and he's rocked his fairing back into place partially there. He's just plugging in his headlight in the back and whatever other accessories you have. Now he's got everything plugged in. He's just lining his fairing up. Of course, at the very bottom there, there's the tabs you got to line up. All right, and with his Torx 27, he's just getting the center windshield bolt started. That'll keep the fairing kind of hanging in place, and then we can go around and get everything started. Okay, and he's just working on the bolts to each side of the inside of the fairing, and that's a T27 he's using. And don't forget the shorter one goes in the bottom and the longer one in the top. And you don't want to over tighten those guys, just tighten maybe another corner turn. They can strip out. They don't need to be that tight. All right, and he's just got his windshield there, just getting it in place. And we don't actually tighten down any of the fairing bolts until we get everything in place. It makes it easier lining everything up. Then you can go around and tighten it. And of course, that's our F4 Customs windshield. We love those things. I have a video out on it. Of course, we sell them right in the Law Abiding Biker store. Check them out. I'll link to it in the description below. And he's going to go around now and, of course, finger start both of his outside windshield bolts there. All right, now he's just finishing up. He's going around, tightening all the windshield bolts. Again, don't over tighten this stuff. And he'll finish snugging up the inside fairing bolts. So part of the process here is we're going to replace a switch. You'll see the stock switch has an I, an information button. With the new GTS unit, they provided us with a switch, and it has a back button instead of the info button. So we're going to switch that out. All right, so the first thing we're doing is removing the half clamp. Now ours looks a little bit different because we have the Biker Gripper cell phone holder up there. The sexiest, sleekest, strongest cell phone mount on the market, guys, available in the Law Abiding Biker store. But it just basically replaces a couple of the stock bolts. You'll probably have the regular Torx T27 on there, so just back those out because we'll need that front half clamp off there. And he's just finishing backing that out with his fingers, that top bolt. Hopefully you have a Biker Gripper on there, but if you don't, you will have just the regular 2 bolts there, the T27, and that's the half clamp that comes off once you remove those. Okay, and on the bottom there's just a Torx T25 little bolt that he's backing out there. All right, now on top of your control clusters here is just another T Torx 25 bolt that he's backing out. And while he's backing that last one out there, he's holding everything so he doesn't drop his reservoir there or anything. And now he can kind of open this up and take that front cover off. All right, and with that front cover off now, he can just take his reservoir. Of course, it's attached to your brake line. And just be very careful, and you can just dangle that down wherever you want. Okay, these switches are really easy to pop. You just got a screwdriver in the back there. You prise a little bit. The one side pops out, comes right off just like that. Okay, and he's on with the new one there. Just the left side there, he's going to rock the back on there. And then the side with the arrow, he'll just push in, and you'll hear it snap into place there. All right, and just going back up with his reservoir there, of course, and the back cover to the control clusters and getting things lined up a little bit. And he'll go on with the front cover there. And of course the top bolt is still in there. So he's gonna line that up like so. And he's just with his thumb, that top bolt, he's just starting that one. And we won't tighten anything down to the very end. We want to get everything lined up. And with his T25, just that top bolt on the back side of the controls, he's just getting that started. We won't tighten anything down till the very end so we can get everything lined up. And he's just getting the bottom one started there. All right, and so adjustments here, guys, before you snug everything down, you can see he's going to rock this forward or back. Of course, that's where you want your brake lever and stuff to be. The other thing to be aware of is throttle snapback. If you pull it too far up on the bars, you'll see there's no throttle snapback. You don't want that, so he's going to put it down on the bar just a little bit, test it, make sure you get that good snapback, and then it goes free, and then we can start putting things and snugging them down. All right, and he's got his half clamp all mocked up with his biker gripper, of course. You may just be going back on with the half clamp and your regular stock bolts. And he's got his top one finger started there, so you can see he has an extra set of hands there. It is helpful for getting all this lined up. And just getting his bottom one finger started there. And then we'll snug those down. And don't forget to finish up with the bottom and top bolt. Just tight and maybe another quarter turn. Don't overdo it, guys. And after installation, you'll need to head to a dealership to have the boombox flashed. And until you do that, it is going to beep at you constantly, regardless if it's on or off.